$75,000 to the park fund and $85,000 to the police pension fund, all for the payment of current expenses as they may arise.
So moved.
Second.
In section 1 of that, in the ordinance, there's a discrepancy between the written number and the number itself on the full page ordinance. It reads $412,900, and the numerical figure is the $376,500.
That was probably just a typo, we'll get it corrected. The 376 is the right amount.
But yeah, it's what it added up to, but I just wanted to bring it this time.
Yeah.
McBain,
Yes.
Schlenker,
Yes.
Callender, yes. Simpson,
Yes.
Becker,
Yes.
Souter,
Yes.
Ordinance number 14-0-2758, first reading, an ordinance amending section 298.01 of the codified ordinances of Columbiana for the purpose of increasing court costs in mayor's court cases. And before we finish this, and before we even do this, I would ask that we vote this through as an emergency, otherwise it takes 2 readings. And it's just an additional 2 weeks, because court happens on Tuesdays. And if we do this with 2 readings, it's just another court session where we miss
And I
out.
would contend that there's absolutely no emergency with this. I agree.
Okay.
It's been this way since I was the mayor. So there's no
Another 2 weeks
emergency.
won't make that much difference.
Okay. I disagree, that's fine.
Do we have a motion, a second? Lynn?
So moved.
Under discussion, I talked to the chief beforehand. I was in Florida for 2 weeks. And at this point, I'm not satisfied with some of the figures you showed me tonight, chief, although I trust you and believe in you. At this point, I'll vote yes on it, but there's going to be a second reading, so I don't know that unless you can clear those items up with me at a later time, there's a discrepancy on, and I'll bring up the one, you have the full mayor's salary under its expense for mayor's court, and Dick, correct me if I'm wrong, half of the mayor's court was, or mayor's pay was to be for mayor's court, and half of it was to be to conduct planning or to be on the planning commission and things. So there's $2,000 that are erroneous on your report right there.
Can you tell me what amount I'm to use, or that I'm glad to make that correct?
Well, it was half and
If I
half.
remember correctly, years ago, the mayor's salary was $1,500 a year. And because of the fact that the mayor was taking off work and what have you, the whole mayor's court, the council increased, it was at 35 now.
Maybe 325.
35, somewhere around there.
Half of it was to be for mayor's court, and half of it was planning commission and council meeting.
Is that the pleasure of council, I use half of that?
Well, that would be in minutes somewhere.
I just need direction on what number you want me to use.
Well, I would say use that number when you did that.
Yeah, but I would
That would
think,
be in the minutes somewhere.
yeah, well, that would go back,
A lot of years.
83,
Which
82,
number,
83.
which exact number you want me to use?
50/50.
The original mayor's fee or
Okay.
payment was $1,500.
Is that what you want me to use?
And then the council increased it because the mayor had the extra meeting and the mayor's court. Yeah.
What number would you like me to use exactly? 1,500 or 3,900?
50/50, I would
Yeah,
say.
split half of it.
Okay, you want me to split 3,900?
Yeah.
Over here? Okay, well, one, okay, I got you.
I can tell you that based on our conversation from 2 weeks ago to tonight, we had a full slate. I think there was one person that didn't show out of, I think it was about 14 or 15 on there. And most of them paid today. Several of them tax cases that we've been collecting on for several years. No checks today. So I think the additional enforcement and the additional threat, I don't know if that alone brought people out, but it didn't hurt. It was way different than the last 3
The
years.
other thing, Chief, I would like to know exactly how many cases you're basing this on, which you didn't have earlier.
Now, at 15 minutes before the meeting, I didn't have the exact number.
I understand
No,
that.
That's true. What I did have was not the original work, but I had the math, and as I explained to you then, it was that we figured it about $4,000 in costs collected.
Could you-
Worked out to about 33%.
Would you be able to get, though, the total amount that paid at the window and also went through,
Yes, sir, I can do
and then I'd be satisfied to vote on it.
that. All right,
As of tonight, I'm sorry, I didn't
No,
study
not a problem
the
with the fair
packet
question.
from last month that well, and I can vote yes tonight, but there's still a second reading.
Call for the question.
Call for the vote.
I'm sorry, I thought you said you had a question. Ian?
Callender? Yes. Simpson?
Yes?
Becker?
Yes.
Souter?
Yes.
McBain?
Yes.
Schleninger?
Yes.
Council comments?
To the people in the audience tonight, and I think Lance is getting tired of me growling about the water rate, but rest assured I won't vote for a $21 surcharge. And I've done a lot of figuring, and I think we can come in either on steps or with something less, much less on your bill. So everybody keep calm. We're working on it. Wait till Arcadius comes back with new figures. See if USDA is happy with those, and we do have to make some charge, but it won't be the $21, if I have anything to do with it.
I hope I can break that tie. We would agree,
I'd like to make a comment. One of the things we did was got a room full of people. We just said any questions on the bill list, and we moved on. Well, I think it's important to know that the bill list for this month, so you have some idea what your city cost to run, is $151,801.
That's every 2 weeks, or we get those every 2 weeks.
Right, forgive me, you're right, that's a half. But so, we're sitting up here as a board of directors of a multi-million-dollar corporation. We gotta run it that way.
I'd like to say one thing. For all your comfort, I'd like to say that our janitor named Rodney, I don't know if anybody knows him, but he was reading the paper today and he came in to me, he goes, Lance, I read the paper this morning. I said, yeah. He says, I think we're gonna need some more chairs in council. And there you have it. So there was not standing room only. Rodney got you seats, and it took him a couple hours, but I think he had to go to Walmart for a couple of them.
It was nice in the past, people were waiting out the whole.
Absolutely.
I would just like to thank everyone that did show up. I know taking 2 hours out of a night on those people that have been working all day is not fun. It's not fun to sit up here and know that we're doing stuff that aggravates the people we represent. But I appreciate you taking the time to come out and represent the community. And I think we're going to need to do it.
Can I ask a question? Is that fine?
Go ahead.
I'm sure Mr. Simpson, Mr. Schleilinger knows all about this. I live on 306 West Salem Street, okay? There is a huge drainage pipe that's being dumped onto my property, okay? The city has said in the past.
Tell me where that's at exactly.
306 West
Yeah,
Salem Street.
we're in the relation to the street.
When all the petitions was signed, that's where you put the leaf court mark, right on my driveway.
Okay.
Okay? You people said in the past, and Attorney Hum was involved, and you're not Attorney Hum.
You don't look anything like
He was
it.
involved in all this, okay? Unfortunately. But you guys come up with, okay, whoever signed the petition, you was gonna have the Corps of Engineers come in and attack whoever signed the petition to have this problem repaired. Okay, I pulled Mr. Mansfield out of that ditch 4 times in the last 2 years. You cannot weed whack, you cannot even walk along that ditch, it's eroding the property away so bad.
Lance?
I'll have somebody look at it. This
Well, I mean, when my dad moved there in the mid-70s, that creek was brick lined with the brick that you people have on your streets. So obviously, you can't have a culvert pipe coming in there this big around, and then down by where Mr. Barnes used to live, and on Oak Street, you got two more huge culvert pipes coming in, okay? Mr. Winters' chimney is pulled away from his house. He has lost so much property due to erosion. Now, you guys say it's Fairfield Township's problem. Fairfield Township says it's your problem. So I don't know what to do.
Now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Dave Kurtz was my dad. You know
Yeah.
exactly where I'm at.
Sure,
Okay, I live right next to Mr. Woods.
Till you said that, I couldn't think, yeah.
I mean, this has been an
It is township
ongoing.
property, but
It's my property.
Dan, can you look into that
If
again?
Bob Hum was involved, it must have been township.
Of course, it could have happened when he was
Well,
on
what
council.
He
happened?
was on council.
Like, yeah, what ended up happening was, is it was the 10 or 15 people that signed the petition was gonna have to be assessed this $2 or $3 million to fix the problem, where, you know, all that water is coming off the streets of Columbiana. And
I
this
understand what you're
little
saying,
creek,
but
it's
the issue-
not even a creek.
The issue's in the township, it's a township issue. I don't know exactly where you're talking about.
Okay.
If it's not in the city has no control of it.
Well, the city's dumping the water.
That-
He can look into that, but.
You can look
You
into
know,
it.
I mean, I would like somebody to come out and just take a look at what I'm
You know,
talking
creeks
about.
run in and out of the township, the city,
There's
and so
really,
on.
it's not a creek.
I
mean, it was a
understand.
brick line that.
Can you leave your information on that so we can start making a session?
Oh, I would love to have somebody.
You know
come out,
exactly
because
where
you
it's
can't
at,
even-
don't you?
I'm not sure what side of the road we're on, but
Right across from the, Brick Ranch. Two wagon wheels.
Yeah, we've been
I
over
mean,
that.
there is huge culverts coming in, and I mean, the water's been up into my driveway.
As I understand, the last time we did that, Dan, if you remember, it was township property.
I recall something about it, but we didn't, it wasn't on the.
Yeah, this, I mean, Clarence has been down here many, many times trying to get something done, but every year, I mean, it just keeps getting worse
Have you
and
ever went to a
worse.
township meeting in there?
There was a guy named Barry Minor, I don't know if anybody knows who
Yeah.
he is. Well, I put a sign up in his front yard, okay, he said, well, as soon as I get elected, well, he got elected, come back, took the sign down, and you'll see it.
Okay.
So maybe I need to go to, he was gonna come over and see if we couldn't figure out what to do. Because there's a serious problem, there really is a serious.
I know where it's at.
I mean, I've been, you know.
Can I make a comment about what you were saying a while back? I'll give you a little bit of history of myself. I lived by myself for 7 years. And a year or so ago, I married my lovely wife, and she moved in with me. And I was astounded by my utility bills. My gosh, it can't be this high. They're nothing like yours. Nothing like yours. I can't comprehend.
What, yours are cheaper?
Yeah.
Well, I don't understand what the problem is either, other than I went down and talked to the girl at the water department, and the meter down in the basement was 1,000 gallons different than the meter was outside. Okay, which I never got compensated for that. I mean, that's been 2-3 years ago, but then you all put them things in so somebody can just drive up and sit out in the driveway and
But
not
you,
have to
you,
do
your
anything.
water, sewer, and electric, all three are much, much higher
Well,
than
there's
mine.
2 people, sir.
Yeah, well, that's all there is in ours.
I want to talk to that girl, she left.
And I look at your electric, and I'm sitting here, don't everybody laugh at me now. But I'm running a heater to keep the chickens' water from freezing, and I figured that would run my electric bill way up, but my electric bill's still cheaper. That's my point.
So what's the point?
My point is, I think you might want to start looking to conserve, talk with Lance, maybe he can, on electric, okay, maybe with our.
I meet with you.
No, wait, quit talking for a second. Talk with Lance, and see about maybe saving on electricity. We got Efficiency Smart that can come in and look things over for you. This is unbelievable in comparison to my bill.
How much is the electric?
This is the
Electric
cheapest electric
is
bill
90,
that I've
60
had in 8 years. This is the cheapest electric water and sewer bill I've ever had.
781.
That's not really that bad,
No, it's not that bad, but like I say, I'm living with, I really, like I say, I really got upset after I got married and saw what happened. One more
Well, I've
person.
been doing that for 30 years.
You know, and now I see this here, you know, wow. This is one that you, like I said, I think you ought to look for something wrong.
I don't know what's wrong.
I don't have to bed at my house, I did show up and go back and sleep last night. I need a motion to.
No, we discussed it.
We digress, but I mean, there's, I don't have lights on.
Thought I'd turn around and saw some other similar. How you been? Well, you know what? I